When I saw Sea of Thieves first showing, I thought, yeah, that game will be fun for a few hours, but it won't have enough bollocks to it to sustain players for longer than that. It is a curse to be absolutely right and handsome all the time, but to Sea of Thieves' credit, the systems in place are all sound. It just needs some more depth to the progression and more tempting rewards. When you first start out, you have some shitty clothes with flip-flops, which I quickly removed because flip-flops are one of humanity's great crimes, and that's it. You then take on some quests from the game's 3 factions, board your ship and get on with it. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't create your own character, you pick it from a load of randomly generated ones. Bit of a pisser because this game seems like it would benefit from a robust character creator. First thing I did though was get smashed off my tits, because it is a pirate game after all, and I was impressed by how horrible it was. You sway about all over the place and chunder everywhere. You don't grind on girls like a creep, but I can't ask for everything. Essentially, there are 3 quest types. Hunt for treasure, which calls on your orienteering skills using a map and compass. You get a map of the island and an X marks the spot, but it only shows the island from a certain view. It's a good system, but eventually you start revisiting islands and they don't really look that interesting in the first place. Also, there is underwater treasure in shipwrecks and the like, and my god does the underwater scenery look gorgeous. There is riddle quests as well, which are similar to treasure hunt, but you solve a riddle which gets revealed the more you interpret the steps. Next there is bounty hunting, where you kill a bad naughty boy skeleton and loot its skull to take back. The on-foot combat for this is quite shit, as you can run backwards as fast as you can forwards, so kiting with a gun is quite easy. The sword fighting feels stiff with dodgy input response all over the place, and repeatedly I was attacked from inside my own torso since skeletons seem to glitch inside your body. There is a small variety of said skeletons, ghost ones where you have to shine a light on them to damage them, and gold ones which you have to throw water on. It gets old quick though, especially when you attack a skeleton fort. This is where the game resorts to bitch tactics by spawning about 1,000 of them with godlike gun accuracy and another 1,000 more to charge at you. It felt like me and my crew had to cheese it to win, but we got plenty of loot out of it. Lastly, there is trade missions, which is take this to here in this amount of time. Boring when nothing happens, but at least exciting when another player's ship gets involved, which takes me on nicely to the best part of the game, the sailing and ship combat. Sailing the ship has just the right amount of complexity to it, angling the sails to catch the wind, steering the ship, dropping and raising the anchor, and keeping an eye out on the crow's nest for twats. Fair enough, it might not be as realistic as some people would like, but it is accessible enough with stuff there to learn to get the most out of it. Then when you get into combat, it adds some more layers, like repairing your hull to avoid taking on water, loading your cannons, of which you can launch yourself out of, hoping to land on the enemy's ship but massively overshooting it and landing right into a shark's mouth, like me. It does take on a slow and tense pace. Once you've done a strafing run on the nerds that are trying to sink you, you then have to outmaneuver them to get in some more cheeky shots. Basically, it's good. A shame there's not much of a penalty for dying, but at least you're back in the action quickly. But it's good enough to the point where it would be nice to see a dedicated boat PvP mode, because I think it is the game's strongest point. Everything else the game has to offer though gets repetitive very quickly, and your only reward for your hard-earned gold is cosmetic items, which is fine as it allows everyone to be on the level playing field. No nerds with no jobs spending 5 million hours on it and getting the ship of virginity and wiping you out in one shot. Sadly, it's a right grind to get anything good, and I think a lot of people will want more reward options besides making the character and ship look nice. As a £15 digital release, this game would have been an absolute steal since it's good clean fun for a few hours, but for a full price game it needs a lot more meat on its bones before it's worth it in my opinion. If you have Xbox Game Pass anyway, yeah, it's worth a go, and you get the PC version as well with progress carrying over between the two. If you haven't though, wait for a price drop, then try to reenact Captain Phillips on some fools.